The service contracting program is making a big impact on how frontliners and APORs commute to work while helping keep the heads of drivers and transport operators above water.
More than 500,000 passengers benefited from the Libreng Sakay initiative during the first 2 days of authorities implementing Phase 3 of the Service Contracting Program, or SCP. The LTFRB reported that 549,440 passengers benefited from the Libreng Sakay in just 2 days, April 11 and 12, of the SCP being widened in scope. The SCP was first implemented in the NCR EDSA Busway, Region 4A in the Calabarzon and Region 7 as a form of subsidy for drivers and transport operators to continue providing service under severe capacity restrictions imposed during various levels of lockdowns. Aside from getting direct cash handouts after signing on to the program, drivers and operators were paid weekly for the number of times they applied their assigned routes. This was in addition to collecting fares from passengers. Later, the SCP supported the Libreng Sakay program implemented by authorities to provide free rides. First, the medical frontliners or healthcare workers, and later the APORs or authorized persons outside residences. Even with transport capacity restrictions being eased, authorities continue to expand the SCP. The Department of Transportation Secretary Art Togade said that with the SCP and the Libreng Sakay scheme, drivers and operators can cope with the spiraling increase in fuel prices, while commuters save on transport fares so they can afford other basic needs while their livelihood remains affected by the COVID-19 pandemic.
According to the LTFRB, the SCP will continue to be implemented until the end of the year or until funding for the program allocated in the 2022 national budget has been used up.